Type of music I like is rock and roll, but I mean I like all types. I listen to all types of music, but my favorite genre of music is rock and roll. I'm not really sure about the history of rock and roll because, I've heard of, you have Lenny Kravitz or Jimi Hendrix, but I never actually heard about, like, during this decade of time, like the past 12 years, what, like, rock musician, African-American rock musicians have you heard of? Not many. The way you dress is influenced by the music you listen to is because, if you see a rap video, they usually have lots of jewelry on, big clothing and stuff. Listen to rock, they have tight clothing. It's different, like, it's like they're like segregated. It's like everything's separated. Certain people listen to rock, dress a certain way, certain people listen to rap, dress a certain way. Yeah. Do I think my race defines the music I listen to? No way in hell. My race is not not at all defined the music I listen. I listen to rock and roll. There's only white people there. It is not defined. You would not, when you think of rock and roll, no one would think of an African American males. That's just not the way it is. Ever since I was young, me and my brothers were always like rock and roll. I remember this band we used to watch. They're called Papa Roach. And we found it by this little skateboarding game we used to play online. We used to love this song. That's when I really got introduced to rock, and I just loved it ever since. I would tell people I like rock and roll. They'll look at me strange. What? It's just this is not your type of music, But I mean that you can't let that affect you and your opinions. Well, actually, there's this band I used to they're actually called the Jonas Brothers, which is really strange. Because, black people don't like the Jonas. What? Most boys didn't like the Jonas Brothers at that time, So, I would sing Jonas Brothers as, I remember I used to hang out with these girls. I would sing Jonas Brothers to them. They thought it was nice, but they were just, they would, kind of, make fun of me and laugh at me. They're like, what? What type of, boy likes the Jonas Brothers? And I was African American as well, too, that kind of, hurt my feelings, but,
My name is Harry. I am from Puerto Rico. I was born in 1961, October 23rd. I'm 53 years old now, and I am a percussionist, salsa, jazz freak, if you want to call it that. I was born with the music in my blood. I can tell you from my own experience that I was raised with salsa, and that's what I love. I learned how to dance it, how to play, and nobody told me I didn't have to go to school for that, because I have it in my blood. So it all depends where you raise and with who do you raise. By the early 1950s, there were three very popular mambo big bands in New York. Machito and his Afro-Cuban, Tito Puente and Tito Rodriguez. There were many other working bands as well. The Palladium Ballroom was the epicenter of mambo in New York.
I didn't even know the history of rock was so influenced by black people. Things like the first rock album was released by Ike Turner. The first punk group was a group of black guys, and they recorded the first punk album. Jimi Hendrix is the most influential guitarist of all time. Rock music was pretty much invented by a guy named Chuck Berry who wrote songs for Elvis.
Yes, I do believe that certain kinds of music are not for everybody. Some people don't like salsa, some people don't like rock and roll. So I do, I'm pretty sure it's not for everybody. I was very nervous. I felt, everybody looking at me, but I was trying not to look at the audience. I was shaking a little bit when I put my bangos between my legs.
I was looking for my first rock show to go to. I was kind of nervous until I found this Black Punt Festival, and I think it's kind of perfect. Even though rock music might not be the typical thing for a black man to do, I will not let that stop me, because rock music is me and you should do what you love. Even though some people might hate on it, at the end of the day, I guarantee you will find someone that loves it. So still to this day, I love rock music and I hope to actually start my own band in the future. I'm gonna sing this song called Papa Roach called Scar. I tear my heart open, I set myself shut. My weakness says that I care too much. My scars remind us that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to feel. I'm drunk and I'm feeling down, and I just wanna be alone. It should've never came around. Why don't you just go home? Yeah.